The next several steps in the state workflow are identical to what we reviewed earlier with the official submission package. So as a reminder, we just got done creating our complex draft submission package. Continuing on, the SPOC reviews the submission package and forwards it to the state director. The state director reviews and certifies the submission package and sends it back to the SPOC for submission to CMS. The SPOC will then submit the submission package to CMS. After the SPOC submits the submission package to CMS, CMS will review the draft package. CMS then returns the submission to the state and may provide feedback in the correspondence log or offline. The slide outlines the process of converting the draft submission package to an official submission package. You may use the slide for your future reference. We're now going to jump back into the Mac Pro training environment to walk through the steps of closing and converting a draft package to official. After CMS reviews the draft submission package, CMS will write their comments in the correspondence log, also the official record for this draft submission package, and will return the package to the state following their review. The state point of contact will receive an email notification and a task in their to-do list to review the draft submission package. To save time during this demonstration, we've already created a second draft submission package that has already been reviewed by CMS. The package is currently in the SPOC's to-do list as a review submission package task. So we're going to head to the Tasks tab, and we'll select the task to review submission package for the package ending in 0002D. The SPOC is taken to the submission package and has the ability to select the reviewable units. So if we scroll to the bottom of the page, we will select Take Action on Package and Yes. As a reminder, we've already created this draft package and it has already been sent back to us by CMS after their review. So that's why we are going to take action on the package now. This page shows us the package information and audit information. There are 4 potential actions available to us following the CMS review of the draft package. We may close the draft submission package, and once this occurs, the state will not be able to edit the draft submission package again. The SPOC will be able to convert the closed draft package to an official package. However, the state will not be able to edit the content of the submission package once converted, with the exception of the Spot ID effective date section in the Submission Summary Reviewable Unit, the Submission Public Comment Reviewable Unit, and the Submission Tribal Input Reviewable Unit. The second action available to us is to modify the returned submission package, and this will allow the SPOC to make any changes needed. Once changes are made to this package, the draft submission package must be resubmitted to CMS for re-review and returned to the state prior to conversion to an official package. As a reminder, only official submission packages can be dispositioned by CMS. The third option available is to return the submission package to the state editor for revision. This returns the draft submission package to the state editor for review or further edits. Similar to the second option, once changes are made to the draft submission package, it must be resent to CMS for re-review and returned to the state prior to conversion to an official package. The final option available is to submit the submission package to CMS with no changes. Again, in our example, we have already submitted this draft package to CMS and we've received feedback from them. It's not going to be useful to submit the same draft package to CMS again. If we want to convert the draft package to an official package, which CMS can disposition, we'll need to first close the draft submission package. Before we make a decision on what we are going to do with this package, let's take a look at the correspondence log. So we'll right-click on the Records tab from the upper toolbar, and we'll open this page in another tab in our browser. Keep in mind that you should not edit information in MacPro in two different tabs. You may have a reference tab open for your convenience. Additionally, be sure to keep your sessions in MacPro within one browser window. On the Records tab, we're going to go to Submission Packages for your state. And we'll select the package we are working with. This takes us to the submission summary page, and you'll notice that there's a new visual showing the time distribution for the package thus far. To take a look at the correspondence log, we'll scroll up and we'll select the correspondence log option from the package navigation menu. The correspondence log is the official record for the package. The log can be used as a communication tool where CMS provides information to the state and the state can respond. Only the SPOC and the CMS point of contact can write in the correspondence log, but others may view the correspondence log in a package for reference. In this case, the CMS point of contact lets us know that upon review, there are no specific edits needed. This example shows how the correspondence log is being used as a communication tool. It may also be used as a record for communication that occurred related to the submission package outside of MacPro. Let's close our Reference tab and return to our available workflow actions. Since CMS did not have any specific suggestions for edits to this submission package, we're going to move forward with converting this package to official. Again, in order to do that, we will have to close the draft submission package first. So we'll select the option to close the package, and then we'll execute the action and select yes to begin the conversion process. At this point, the submission package is closed. If we navigate to our Records tab, and then select Submission Packages for your state, and then the package ending in 0002D, we'll now see that it's in the closed status on the timeline and the package status. This page also provides a summary of the submission package. We can go here to view the previous versions of the package if applicable, or to view the correspondence log. If we select Related Actions from the navigation menu, we can see at this point that we do not have any further actions within the submission package. In order to convert this closed draft package to an official submission package, we'll need to sign in as the state editor. The state point of contact is the only role that may close a draft submission package, and the state editor is the only role that may convert the closed draft submission package to an official submission. The state editor will not receive a task in their task list to complete this action. The state editor will receive an email indicating that the package has been closed. To access the closed draft submission package, we're going to take the same steps we just did as the state point of contact. We're going to go to the Records tab, and we'll select Submission Packages for your state. And then we will select our closed package that we've been working with. This takes the state editor to the submission package summary page. We can see the package information, the status history, and the audit information. You'll notice at the top of the page that the timeline is in the closed status. In the navigation menu, there are several options, including news related to this package, related actions, reviewable units, previous versions if applicable, and the correspondence log. So we'll select related actions. Next, we're going to choose the option to convert draft package to official. The state editor is then prompted to update the SPA ID and effective date section on this page. So we're going to enter a SPA ID of NE17 4688B. Then we're going to determine our proposed effective date. We'll select yes to enter the same date for each reviewable unit, and we'll select today's date as the proposed effective date. You will notice that some superseded SPA IDs may be filled out. These reviewable units have superseded SPA IDs that are currently in MacPro. For reviewable units with superseded SPAs that do not exist in MacPro, for example, ones that may be on paper, you may manually enter the SPA ID in the text box provided. For the example of this training, we will enter sample information of NE171234. We'll double check our work, and then we'll select the Convert Submission Package from Draft to Official button. And yes. After completing the conversion, you will be rerouted back to the Related Action screen. Navigate back to the main record screen by selecting the Records tab. And then select Submission Packages for your state. At this point, a new submission package is created and placed in the MacPro record. Select the new submission package ID ending in 4688B. And this time you'll see that it has an O at the end of the package ID, and the SPA ID is included. This is the new record that is official, but with the same information as what we included in the draft submission package. Under Related Actions in the navigation menu, we're going to select Validate Submission Form RUs. We're then routed to the Public Comment Reviewable Unit. You will note that this reviewable unit now appears in the In Progress stage on the timeline and must be validated and saved to be in the complete status. State editors cannot forward an official submission package for the state point of contact to review all the reviewable units until all of them are in the complete status. Let's quickly fill out the Public Comment RU and select Yes to validate the data. And then we'll save the reviewable unit. And now the reviewable unit shows as the complete stage in the timeline. We'll select Submission Tribal Input from the dropdown, and we'll navigate to that reviewable unit. Again, we're going to quickly fill out this reviewable unit data in order to save time. And once we've filled out the information, we'll select Yes to validate, and then we'll save the reviewable unit to put it in the complete status. Now the official submission package is ready to send to the state point of contact for review. So we'll hit the Related Actions option from the package navigation again, and we'll select Forward Package to State POC for review. At this point, a very similar state review process will occur as we discussed previously. The SPOC will review, but cannot edit the package, unlike last time, and then the state director will certify the package. After certification, the state point of contact will submit the official package to CMS. Once it's submitted, it will start the 90-day regulatory clock and can be dispositioned by CMS. We will not re-review this part in the system as we already did these steps during the original draft submission process. Now we'll head back to the PowerPoint to review what's next.
Omni, this is Stephanie. I have a quick question.
Sure.
Which is, I want to clarify, if an individual, if the state doesn't want to have to involve the state editor at that point, can the SPOC, if they have the state editor role, complete those 2 reviewable units and send it back to CMS, or move it forward for state director review? Can they do both if they hold both roles?
Yes, they can. So the state point of contact would be the one to close the draft submission package. And then as we just showed, as state editor, they can go in, click the records tab, click the submission packages for their state, and then select the draft submission package they just closed. Under related actions, they should have the ability to convert the draft to official.
Okay, so while 2 different roles are required for the steps to close the package and convert it to an official, one individual, if the state is set up their processes that way, could hold both roles and complete both functions then?
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. All right, so now that you've seen the conversion process for a draft submission package, let's take a moment to review the differences between the 2 submission types. Draft submission packages are submitted to CMS for a more official review process off the 90-day regulatory clock. CMS may review, but cannot approve the submission package while submitted as a draft. CMS may return the submission package with feedback to your state following their review process. If your state chooses not to edit the returned draft package, it may be closed and converted to an official submission that could be submitted during the 90-day regulatory clock for review by CMS. Closed draft submissions cannot be edited, and official submissions that were converted from drafts cannot be edited, with the exception of the SPA ID, proposed effective date, and the submission public comment and tribal input reviewable units prior to submission to CMS. If your state chooses to edit the draft submission package prior to closing, the draft package must be resubmitted to CMS and re-returned to you prior to closing and converting to an official package. Additionally, states have the option to delete the draft submission package if they choose not to move forward in submitting. Alternatively, states have the option of submitting an official submission package to CMS. When official submissions are sent to CMS, it starts the 90-day clock for CMS's review and disposition. If your state would like to have CMS review the submission package prior to submitting, you may do so by allowing CMS to view the package in an informal manner, which we will review later on in this presentation. Next, we'll go over what to expect if CMS sends you a clarification request, which is also known as an unlock in MMDL, following the submission of an official submission package. First, CMS writes a question to the state in the correspondence log related to the clarification request. Then, CMS initiates the clarification and returns the package to the state. The state point of contact receives the package in their task list and notices that the correspondence log was updated. The state point of contact then reads the correspondence log message from CMS. At this point, the state point of contact determines if the package needs to be updated. If so, the SPOC responds to the CMS point of contact in the correspondence log accordingly and updates the package. If not, the state point of contact responds to the questions in the correspondence log and does not modify the package. Once the clarification questions are resolved, the state point of contact returns the submission package to CMS for continued review. As a reminder, the clarification process does not stop the 90-day clock. And this slide details the workflow that we just went through, and it is for your future reference. So let's go back to the training environment to walk through responding to a clarification request. Let's assume at this point that CMS has been reviewing one of our official submission packages, and they noticed that we had a small issue in one of our reviewable units. The SPA is on day 15 of the first clock, so CMS submits a clarification. This sends the package back to the state and offers you, as in the state, the opportunity to respond to the request. This would be considered an unlock in MMDL today. If your state receives a clarification request, the SPOC who submitted the package will receive an email notification letting them know that they have a clarification task in their to-do list. Let's move to the correspondence log to see what CMS documented for this request. As we've discussed previously, the correspondence log is an official record of communication between CMS and the state. It's where CMS will write what their questions are or where there's an issue that needs to be updated. Communication that occurs elsewhere in MacPro, such as within the newsfeed, is not the official record accompanying the submission package. To get to the correspondence log, let's go to the Records tab on the upper toolbar. And then we'll select State-Only Submission Packages. And we'll select the package ending in 4688AA. This takes us to the familiar package summary page. Now let's take a look at the correspondence log on the package navigation to understand why CMS has initiated a clarification. As described before, the clarification process is similar to an unlock in MMDL. It is a means for the state to make updates to the package without stopping the 90-day clock. In this correspondence log, it looks like CMS is asking us to check a selection that we made in the financial eligibility requirements for non-Magi Group's reviewable unit. We ended up talking to our CMS contact over the phone, and we discussed the content we included. After touching base with CMS, we determined that what was selected is acceptable and no changes need to be made at this time. For the purpose of this training, we're now going to document the decision and discussion that we had with our CMS contact in the official package record by adding an entry to this correspondence log through the button in the upper right corner. We'll include a reference subject, in this case, clarification response. And in the correspondence detail, we'll write a message we discussed over the phone and determined no changes are needed. When we've completed entering our entry, we will select the Add Entry to Correspondence Log button. Our entry has now been added to the correspondence log, the official record of communication. The CMS point of contact will also receive an email notification with our message. Now let's return to the clarification request by going to our task list and selecting the task for the package ending in 4688AA. Then we will scroll to the bottom of this page and we will select Take Action on Package. Since we will not be making any updates to the package and have responded in the correspondence log, we're going to choose the action to submit the package to CMS. And then we will execute the action and select Yes. This returns the package to CMS for their continued review on the same policy clock as the original official submission. CMS will receive a notification letting them know that the package has been resubmitted.